Good morning. This is going to be part 12 of Turning Pipe Dreams into Reality, and where I review the book Eat That Frog. So lately, I've been struggling with eating one of my frogs. It's the frog of... So basically, I'm supposed to send out this like huge mass marketing email campaign that I haven't sent out yet. And I keep pushing back certain things and not doing that one task, or keep causing things to be in its way, so that or basically things are hampering me from getting that done. So let's take a look at our weapon repertoire to find out what I can do to help get past that. Let's see what we got here. Oh, check this out. So the chapter we're on today is chapter 12. It's identify your key constraints. So maybe I'm about to identify as like one of my key constraints. It's probably like completing, or that last part of something, or not sure exactly what it is, like fear of failure. But I'm definitely cool with figuring out what it is. I'm actually I'm going to talk to my therapist about it. That's a good idea too. Therapist is pretty cool. Anyone that doesn't know, therapy is amazing. It's about personally overcoming yourself, identifying little kinks in your armor and correcting them, and having someone that's accountable to, or to be accountable to. So I highly recommend therapy on any level of any aspect of your life. I mean, it is just beautiful goodness for yourself. Like, they're there to listen to you and point out things that they identify as being wrong with you. It's funny because we don't, you don't walk around thinking something's wrong with you, but granted, like all your friends are saying, they go, man, I wish they weren't such an ass. But it's true, that's how it is. So, anyways, let's talk about this chapter. So, concentrate all your thoughts on the task at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought into focus. And that's Alexander Graham Bell. Between where you are today and any goal or objective that you want to accomplish, there is one major constraint that must be overcome before you can achieve the major goal. Your job is to identify it clearly. And maybe mine in this case is like launching, or getting the public word out there about the company. There's something inside me that has held me back to that point. But don't you fear, I will be getting over this today. Like, I've got stuff to do. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, screw this. I want that big house, and if this is what I have to do in order to do that, if this is what's standing in my way, then so be it. I will overcome it. So here's some questions to ask yourself surrounding how to identify your key constraints. So, what is holding you back? What sets the speed at which you are achieving your goals? What determines how fast you move from where you are to where you want to be? What stops you or holds you back from eating the frogs that really make the difference? Why aren't you at your goal already? These are some of the most important questions you will ever ask and answer on your way to achieving high levels of personal productivity and effectiveness. Whatever you have to do, there's always a limiting factor that determines how quickly and how well you get it done. Your job is to study and identify the limiting factor or constraint within it. You must then focus all your energies on alleviating that single choke point. I chuckled because I just realized that this guy was still perched up here just hanging out. So, identifying the limiting factor. In virtually every task, large or small, a single factor sets the speed at which you achieve the goal or complete the job. What is it? Concentrate your mental energies now on identifying that one key area. This can be the most productive use of your time and talents. Constraint may be a person whose help or decisions you need, a resource that you require, a weakness in some part of the organization, or something else. Now here's another interesting aspect. You can also apply the 80-20 rule to constraints. The 80-20 rule also applies to the constraints in your life, in your work. This means that 80% of the constraints, the factors that are holding you back from achieving your goals, are internal. They are within yourself, within your own personal qualities and abilities, habits, disciplines, or competencies. Or they're contained within your own company or organization. Only 20% of the limiting factors are external to you or your organization. Only 20% are on the outside in the form of competition, markets, government, or other organizations. Huh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that 80% of my limiting factors are just internal versus being external. Like I do constantly think about the competition and other companies and being sued and all this other crazy mumbo jumbo that I guess I shouldn't have been. Your key constraint can be something small and not particularly obvious. Sometimes you have to make a list of every step in a process and examine every activity to determine exactly what is holding you back. Okay, so that's saying, hey, I've got to sit here and write down every single task related to it, or that's one way of determining. Look into yourself. Successful people always begin the analysis of constraints by asking the question, what is it in me that is holding me back? This is something that you can do in relationships as well. It's easy to point the finger at somebody else. And to be honest with you, the only issue there is that if you point the finger that way, wherever you're pointing the finger, that's where you're giving the control over yourself too. I choose not to give the control of myself to someone else, so therefore I will not blame someone else for my problems. I can identify internally and say, hey, I am a master of my own fate, and how I handle and how I respond to problems is what determines my fate. So regardless of anyone around me, it is me who determines my own destiny and my own fate by controlling my response and controlling or creating boundaries for myself when it comes to my relationships. Whereas I am not asked by, or I'm not, put in scenarios where something within me has the ability to, break free or to not be able to follow the course that we've been given. That's a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. It's 4:30 in the AM. What do you expect from me, guys? I'm just joking. Strive for accuracy. The definition of the constraint determines the strategy that you use to alleviate it. The failure to identify the correct constraint or the identification of the wrong constraint can lead you off in the wrong direction. You can end up solving the wrong problem. And then it goes on to talk about a major sales organization who they spent a lot of money trying to figure out why their sales were down. And it turns out that their pricing was just off. All right. Starting off your day with the removal of a key bottleneck or constraint fills you with energy and personal power. It propels you into the following through and completing the job. Although alleviating a key constraint or limiting factor is the most important frog that you can eat at the moment. That's so true. Right now, I just want to get past this damn frog. So, what am I going to do today in order to get past this frog? I'm going to set up the emails that are supposed to go out. So, for example, right now I've got 5 separate emails I'll be sending out. I'm going to change the title in each one so we can gauge the reaction to see which title was best. I'm also going to swat this little kitty who's just like such a butt today. Hey, you've been hanging out with a little girl upstairs. Now you think you are allowed to just run around and play too. I'm going to set up the emails. I'm going to contact Joseph from Budapest and ask him to review the campaigns before sending. And I need to finish my main key what's it called, lead magnet. We'll finish my main lead magnet, and by finishing that, the emails will be ready to be sent, and then the emails will be sent between 8 and 10 o'clock a.m. this morning. Get those emails out, and then I'm going to monitor the chat system and the phone lines. Cool. All right. So I'm right at the end here. I think there's still something else here. Totally missed these. Identify your most important goal in life today. What is it? What one goal, if you achieved it, would have the greatest positive effect on your life? What one career accomplishment would have the greatest impact on your work life? Determine the one constraint, internal or external, that sets the speed at which you accomplish this goal. Ask, why haven't I reached it already? What is in me that is holding me back? Whatever your answers, take action immediately. Do something, do anything. We get started. All right, here we go. All right, so that was today's chapter. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to put that here. Let's find our device. So again, I'm opening, this is an app called Think Up. It just has a list of like really good affirmations, and if you want to pay monthly for it, you can record your affirmations daily, daisy chain them together so that you can hear yourself repeating your daily affirmations to yourself. Now, I've yet to pay for that part of the service because I try to stay away from monthly bills, especially new ones. But this one may be one of the ones that's worth it. Alright, so think of, develop a positive mindset. Let's see. I need to, oops. Yeah, cool. Let's see, gratitude, self-confidence, motivation. Let's see what we're going to do today. Purpose beyond, that's kind of cool. Being present, all is well. Alright, we're going to do all is well first, and then we're going to do being present. Alright, so the best way to do this is to repeat these back to yourself out loud right now. And believe them. Begin to believe them. Try to believe them. Fake believe in them. Whatever you gotta do. This is like monumental. Will definitely have effects and changes in your life. I can guarantee it. So here goes. I am enough. My looks are enough. My intellect is enough. Everything I do and everything that I am is enough. I deserve so much good in my life today, and I gratefully accept it now. I am forgiven, I am free of all guilt, and I love myself unconditionally. I am worthy. I've always been worthy. I know it, and everyone else knows it. You guys know it. My life flows perfectly, and I am always in the right place, at the right time, and I am at peace. I am. I allow my pain and anger to be transformed into compassion and love. I do. I am so in love with my partner each day. I see more goodness in him or her and need less from him or her to be happy. I do. I can give love unconditionally because I recognize that everyone is doing their best. I release and forgive my past, especially the experiences that were acted out based on limiting beliefs I held at the time. My outer appearance is a beautiful reflection of my inner being, my inner well-being. I am not a body, I am a soul who has a body. I used to imagine myself, this is something kind of nifty if you could ever do it. I used to imagine myself uh, as being this little tiny little being, and I used to drive this body. Um, it was good at overcoming things because it separated me from the feeling that I am this versus I am the this that controls this suit. I'm warm, loving, open communication. I have warm, loving, open communication with my loved ones. All my relationships are in perfect harmony. I am not at the effect of my hormones. I trust my body to balance my hormones naturally and beautifully. I have only love to give, and that is all that matters. Amen to that. I give my partner the freedom to change and grow, and she gives me the same freedom in return. All of my relationships are built on love and faith. Alright, so under the being present, here we go. I let go in order to receive. Look around and see all there is to be grateful for in this moment. I got my little girl upstairs. I've got my crazy lunatic wife in there with 3 kids on the way. I've got the awesomest setup of tech I've ever seen. I have all the tools I need to be successful. Got a house, got a roof over my head. It's nice and warm in here. Just looking around, I see the different friends, different posters. I see Wimberly's painting up there. Reminds me of Daddy. Got a million reasons to be thankful today. I breathe in love. I breathe out everything in me that is not loving. It is not selfish to be kind to myself. Pay attention to everything. Believe nothing. Don't take anything personally. Take a long, deep breath. Let it go. And feel the anxiety dissolve. I don't need to be afraid of how I feel. There is no such thing as a mistake. We learn from everything. Acceptance is peaceful. No matter what we accept, I choose peace. Changing is not a matter of doing. It is a matter of accepting. I love you just as you are, and I'll help you in any way you want to be. If I want to be right here, right now, I attend to the body, for the body is always present. Anxiety and excitement feel the same in my body. What? I gotta stop that. I gotta go back. Anxiety and excitement feel the same in my body. That's bloody true. Holy smokes. Oh, cute little kitty. That's an interesting thought. So anxiety and excitement feel the same. Like they have the same physical effect on the body itself. Huh. Let's be excited. Screw anxiety. The more we switch anxiety to excitement, the better off we'll be. Got it. Compassion is mine. In each moment I'm open to it. There is no way to get love or peace or joy or freedom. To be love, joy, peace, freedom is the way. So there's no way to get it. You have to be it. So be love, be joy, be free, peace, and your freedom is on the way. See, that's my little internal sign right there. My freedom is on the way. So much as I attain myself to be in love, peace, joy. Being with the breath and being with the body lets me relax. Alright, so that's our positive self-talk for today. It's time to go to switch into high gear here and eat that frog that I was talking about. It's now like 5:12, which I didn't even realize I got to like 4:30 and I don't even leave till 6:30. So I've got some time to conquer this beast and do what I gotta do to make that paper blue. Alright, love you guys. Take care and hope everyone had an awesome holiday.